I'm going to give an overview now of this professional compression tool for use in conjunction with F connectors. But this tool actually has the advantage that it has changeable heads on it, so it can actually be used in conjunction with BNC and phono compression connections as well. But I'm mainly going to focus on the compression F element here, and I'll discuss briefly at the end the BNC connections on it. So by default it comes with the F connection here, which you can see here. You can see the handles here, and in terms of when we're doing the locking mechanism on it, if you press it down you can see it moves through the stages, moving directly upwards, and when we compress to the end, if we let go at any point we can't move backwards, we have to compress all the way to the very end. That's when the ratchet action kicks in and then it releases. Okay? In terms of the different heads, they're stored in this location here. I'll just give a quick overview of them. We have 3 of them here. We have the default compression F connector here. We have this connection here that can be used with compression phonos, and this one here, which is quite popular as well, can be used with compression BNCs. Okay, so moving back to the tool itself, just one final feature I want to show here is the actual cutting mechanism here, which we could use for cutting cable, etc. Okay, so let's just briefly look at the compression F connectors here. So we can just see here, I've given 3 profiles on it. We have the side profile here, and we can see the length of the plastic here. We have a narrow and we have a wide piece of plastic. But when we actually come along and we can press in these F connections here, it can press down to this size. So you can see that the plastic piece in the end becomes a lot shorter. And what's actually happened there is that the plastic is pushed down onto the connector itself. And that's what squeezes in on the cable and gives the tightness of the fit. So you can see an end view and also a front view of it. So what I have in my hand here is I have a length of RG6 cable, which is standard cable that's used in the satellite, TV aerial industry, etc. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to pick up this compression F connector here. And what I'll do is I'll just push it directly into the cable. And just here, we just push it. If we look on the top here, we have it. I'm going to push it forward until the white is lining up with the base of this part of the connector, and we can see we've achieved that point now. Okay? So the next thing here is we actually want to come along and we want to use the compression part on the tool. So the first thing here is I'm just going to slide this in here into the tool, and we can see here that we have a set of jaws to hold the cable, and as I push the cable into the back it actually locks into position here. And when I have the height in this adjusted just right for this particular connector. Now if you're not sure and you don't want to over compress it, just under adjust the height, squeeze it, you won't get a full compression maybe, and adjust it again and again until it's fully compressed. So you can come back at the same compression connector several times, and once you have it set up right for that F connector, it'll be right for all further ones. So what we're just going to do is press it down here, and we compress all the way, and we can see we get compression right to the end where it's fully compressed here, and at that point the tool will actually release, and as we pull the cable out, the jaws to hold the cable open up, and we're ready for the next connector to come in, and we have that part finished there. So that's fully compressed there. Now what we can do, what I'm going to do now is, that's the compression F part of this tool finished with now. I'm just going to show how we would use this with a compression BNC. So what I have here is a tool where I've already changed the head over to the BNC part, so you can see here, and if we just focus in on this head here very briefly, we can just see here the center part of the tool head is actually it's slightly higher than the surrounding part. So it means that when we're putting pressure onto our compression BNC connector, it pushes on the center rather than the outside housing, which is exactly what we want. So if you see here, I've pared down the center core of this cable just long enough for this BNC head connector pin to go in. So the BNC connection compression is made up of 2 parts. We have the BNC here and we have the pin. So I'm just going to slide the pin on at this point here. So we see that slides on, and the overall length of the core wire that I've left matches the amount of hollowness inside this. So it slides up quite snugly and just terminates roughly along with the dielectric. And the next part we have to do here is we'll just get one of these connections here, and we're just going to slide it in here. So we just need to line it up in the center hole here, and we just push it all the way through, and we can see here, if we just twist it, we have the pin here level with the top, and I'm just going to repeat the process that I went through earlier. Just going to open up the jaws on this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to slide this through at this point. When I push the cable down, it locks it into position, and now I'll just go through the compression stage again, and this is now being very securely compressed on, and that's an excellent way of putting on a BNC connector, far superior to the crimp or the twist on. So that's it anyway, an overview of the professional compression F tool, which also has heads to be able to handle BNC and phono compression connections.